Hey, good morning. It's day 12, May 1st, and I'm just headed out from Winding Stair Gap. I had a good day yesterday, albeit an expensive day. This is a new phone. But it was a good day. It was pretty easy to get a ride around town to do the things I needed to get done. And after that, I just relaxed. And like I said, I'm heading out now. It's about 8:30. Weather, I think, for the next couple of days, there's a chance of storms, but I think it's going to be all right. And I'm going, let's see, 2 days to the NOC. So it's about 28 miles. So the more I do today, I'm not sure how far I'm going to go, but the more I do today, the less there is tomorrow. So I've done this section though, like almost exactly a year ago. It was right at the beginning of May last year. And I remember it being just really nice, pretty, a couple of fire towers. And my mind, the way I remember it, it wasn't too difficult. But we'll see if you only remember the good parts. So let's go and we'll see. I don't know how well you can see this or not, but on both sides of the trail and down over further into the woods, something large, I don't know, wild pig or something like that, has definitely been rooting around through the leaves looking for roots or something tasty to eat. And then, interesting. So this is an interesting name, Swinging Dick Gap. So today's quiz is adults only, so kids, close your ears. Is Dick, when he made the sign, was he a promiscuous fellow? That's A. B, was he an exhibitionist? C, did he just like swings? Or D, was he really into jazz and Glenn Miller music? I don't know. Don't have an answer for this one. You'll have to make your best guess. Speculate. But they got some strange names for the gaps, that's for sure. This is Seiler Bald Shelter one way, down there, and Seiler Bald up there. Bald is a treeless summit. And I'm not going to head up there today because I did that last year. It's really pretty though. It's a nice spot. There's, like I said, no trees and you can see for miles, but I'm going to save myself the side third of a mile straight uphill this time since I've been up there already. You can see just some people heading down right now, but I'm going to go that way and keep going. This is Wyabald and the Wyabald Fire Tower. When I was up here last year this time, the top of that fire tower, the wooden part, they're rebuilding because it burned. If you look at all the trees, this was all a big fire not that long ago. And the top of the fire tower is wooden. The rest of it, the base of it, you can actually drive up here. I had to walk. But the base of it's stone. Been around, I don't remember how long. But the top of it's wood, and they were rebuilding it last year at this time, but it looks like they're done. It's funny, I saw a commercial yesterday when I was in the hotel, and there's one of those insurance companies, which all seem like they're trying to copy like the Geico ads with either like a cute like gecko or some kind of bird or an emu or caveman or something, but they're all trying to be like Geico. But anyway, in it shows some guy who they were making out to be like an old man even though he was young, because his friends were teasing him. He was driving like at 45 miles an hour on the highway and stopping to look at signs like this. So I guess I qualify as an old man because I find it interesting anyway. I'm just on a last uphill climb here to the, I think it's called the Cold Spring Shelter and Tent Sites, where I'm going to tent for the night. and that'll leave me, I think about maybe 11 or 12 miles into the NOC tomorrow. The NOC is actually, I'm not sure how you say it, it's the Nantahala Outdoor Center. And so it'll leave me a somewhat short day tomorrow into there. So that, I think, unless I see something good or there's something else good to film, that'll wrap it up for day number 12. Good morning. I'm just getting ready to head out from my campsite here at Cold Spring, or just past Cold Spring Shelter. You see I'm packed up over there, and it did rain last night. I don't know if you can see down there, that's where my tent was. And I've heard people say in the past that it really sucks to pack up a wet tent. I can't say I've had that experience before, but now I have, and they are all correct. But I'm headed for the NOC, as I said, and I'm staying there tonight before I head out tomorrow for 2 or 3 days to Fontana Dam, which is just before the Smokies. So I should have a little bit of a chance this afternoon or tonight to dry things out before I head out again tomorrow morning. So I had the strangest experience last night. There was only one other guy at the tent site, but I didn't sleep that great between the rain, and even though I was the first one to the tent sites, and there was 8 to choose from, I didn't realize that I picked poorly, and it had a little bit of slope to it, just enough to, again, throw my sleep off a little bit. And about 3 in the morning, I hear footsteps approaching my tent, clear as anything, and stopping right outside the vestibule. And I sat up, I yelled, I'm not sure exactly what I yelled, something like, what do you want? And then didn't hear anything else, no more footsteps leaving, nothing. You know, I'm sure it was probably just a nightmare, but it seemed very, very real to me. It was just the strangest experience, and certainly scared me at the time anyway, but it was just very, very weird. It seemed very, very real though. So that's the view this morning. It's all foggy, but some blue sky up there, so I'm sure it'll burn off here in a little bit. Actually makes it kind of nice. It's kind of cool and pleasant. So first wrong turn of my journey, I went up there about 1/3 of a mile, really steep, and I should have been down there. So I had to come all the way back down, and now I'll head back up again. Grrr. Up top of Westerwald and the Westerwald fire tower. Now, unless something's changed, I've been up in this fire tower before last year when I was here, so I don't think it's locked, so let's go. Pretty cool. Someone brought 2 folding chairs up here. It's at least a couple miles from the nearest trailhead. Not exactly leave no trace, but still a little bit of fog, but an amazing view. We'll start here, go 360. We'll fog that direction. That's 360. I think I'm headed that way. Not positive though. Only one up here. Haven't really, it's been kind of weird actually since winding Stair Gap and leaving Franklin. I've really seen one northbound guy, the guy I camped with last night, and maybe a couple southbound people right at the beginning, but no one since then. It's just completely empty. Every mountaintop, fire tower. It's nice. So that was pretty cool. People you meet out here, you never know who you're going to meet. just met a guy who came up behind me really fast. And if you go, he said if you go to Google and put in Christian with a K, and ultra, like ultra marathon, a lot of information will come up about him. I haven't heard of him, but in July, he's going to attempt the fastest supported through hike. And July 1st, I think. And he said he's hoping, the record was set last year for supported through hike, fastest supported through hike. And that was, I think he said like 41 days or 40 days, something like that. And he's trying to break that this year. And he's just out training. And he said he's from Ireland, so he's just getting familiar with the road crossings and navigating and all that and the terrain. I think I told you the other day, the fastest unsupported through hike was 45 days and 11 hours. So the fastest supported one is like 40 days, something like that. He said he's got to average over 50 miles a day. And he said the record when it was set last year, I don't remember the person's name who said it, they get up every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning and go till like 6, 7 o'clock. And that's like 50 miles. So it isn't walking, that's for sure. And after he talked to me for a little bit, he took off running to continue his training. So I can't imagine. So we talked a little bit, and he said, if I'm, successful and don't drop out of this thing again, he'll pass me a second time when he does his attempt. So we'll see if we see him in a few months or a couple months. Anyway, that'll be pretty funny. So I'm just on a little ridge walk here. You can see it'll drop off on either side. There's the trail, and there's the other side. And if I remember correctly, in another little bit here, there's something coming up called the jump off, which you'll see what I mean in a minute. There's the white blaze. There's where I came from. And there's the beginning of the jump off. You could jump off, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's pretty steep. And then I don't know if the camera, the video shows the perspective, but it gets really steep and the trail goes down there. And it starts along sort of downhill, I think 4 miles to the NOC, something like that. Yep, that's the trail there somewhere. And up there. I'm just about a little over a mile out from the NOC. And if you're not familiar with the NOC, it's a really cool place. I've been there twice, once hiking like this, another time just to visit, but it's mostly known for everything having to do with the Nantahala River, everything having to do with paddling, kayaking, rafting, classes, outdoors classes, and I don't remember exactly what, but I believe they held some events or preliminary events for kayaking, I think, here for the 1996 Olympics that were in Atlanta. But also, the AT passes right by it, and it's sort of a hiker, Shangri-La, or if you're into Lord of the Rings, a Rivendell, because it's in a deep gorge. There's nothing else really around, but they have a restaurant and an outfitter and a general store, and you can get a bed, a lot of different types of lodging options, and it's just a really relaxing place. You can kind of sit by the river. They've got chairs, and it's just very relaxing and soothing, and like I said, a cool place. And if I get a chance, I'll shoot some video when I get down there. And behold, the NOC.
of those chairs has my name on it.